Afternoon, my fellow family, friends, and colleagues. It's your girl, Dr. Charity, aka the Queen of Divas, and I'm here to give you your weekly encouragement on today. Well, on this beautiful, gorgeous, lovely spring light day, it is officially, as we have sprung forward, beginning on today. Those who did forget, remember, spring forward, beginning on today, to enjoy more of this daylight. Hint, hint, daylight savings time, daylight. But as we spring forward, beginning on today, and as you can see this beautiful, gorgeous sunlight that is beaming in, and you feel the warmness, that right there is not only just nature and the natural sun and the introduction of spring coming in as the winter falls back. It is also a symbolism, as I've already continuously told you and gonna continue to tell you. It's symbolic of what is shining in and awaiting to shine on you and come out and portray through you. Through you as an example, and also through your life as an example. To, in fact, impress and impact somebody else. As I told you a couple of weekly encouragements ago, it is going to bless you to bless somebody else. And that's just like you see the sun on my face. It is hitting and reflected on this weekly encouragement, meeting your eyes. Means while I'm feeling the blessing, you're seeing the blessing, therefore you desire the blessing. Or should I say, you are, as it is reflecting on me, you are seeing. The favor is reflecting on me as your face and your eyes are seeing the favor on me. And therefore, inside of you, the desire for that favor is rising up. But on today, as I have asked continuously, are you ready for the favor? It's there. Not only can you see it, you can also feel it. It's just like love. When you meet true love, not only do you hear it and you can see it, you can also feel it when it's real. Come on now. I just wanted to mention that. So today, ask yourself, going into this week, am I ready for that favor? Am I ready to feel and experience the favor that the spiritual sun has for me? So that others can see the favor inside of me come out through my life and shine through my life, where it causes and draws others to want and desire the favor that they see off of me and through me. Are you ready? It's yours. I told you it's right here. It's not down there. It's not years. It's right here at your doorstep. I hear something knocking. Do you? Are you ready? That's the main question. Are you ready? For those who may be teeter-tottering between that and saying, I don't know, what is it, what would it cause, what do I have to do? I don't know what, I don't know, don't worry, I got an empowerment today. Today's weekly encouragement is to empower not just somebody. I'm going to empower everybody who is tuning in today. So I need everybody to limit their ear. Limit their ear just for a few moments. Because today's weekly encouragement is a weekly empowerment to motivate and empower you beginning on today. Let's dive in and listen in to what it is. So I want to, like I said, reach out to everybody. If anybody's out there feeling like, it's almost like I gotta make a decision. Anybody feel like they in between, like should I not, to be or not to be? Anybody feel like that? Anybody feel like they're being faced with having to make a decision, whether this is a decision of good and bad, Whether it's decision of is this too good or is this not good enough? And anybody feel like that? Anybody feel like they're stuck in between of having to decide is this enough or is this too much? Anybody feel like that? Because if that's you, you're specifically who I'm talking to. Even though this weekly encouragement is to empower everybody. So just lend me your ear just for a few moments. So if I had to give this weekly empowerment a title, it would be Refuse to Go Back. It's happening now. Let that resonate, and I'm going to repeat it again so it can run through your mind beginning on today continuously and consistently. Refuse to go back. It's happening now. Well, somebody out there may be saying, Dr. Charity, refuse to go back to what? I'm glad you asked. What's happening right now? I don't see nothing happening. You're exactly who I'm talking to. Let me just enlighten you of what I see. Because I see greatness. I see glory. I see something because of your faith and because of you believing. There's evidence that is like that spiritual sun that is reflected through the natural sun, even though you can't see it. Somebody out there is believing, and the evidence may not be physically manifesting, but it's beginning to show through symbolism. Well, if somebody's lost from that, let me come around in a different area, from a different angle. So a lot of times, when we have wished, prayed, and hoped, and whatever it may be, meditated, believed for, like I've said and stated with myself, a lot of times you don't see the manifestation. You don't see nothing that even gives a hint towards it. But it's when, as I've told you in previous weekly encouragements, when you let it go, be grateful, just give thanks for what you have, and release it. Let it be according to the will of God when you see manifestation. But it's usually before it starts to work in your favor that another option slides up right beside the very thing that was sitting there by itself that you were hoping and praying and wishing for. Another option comes up and says, well, in this scenario, I'm already here. You can see me. I wouldn't even waste my time with that. What if it doesn't never happen? You ever thought about that? What if it never happens? You got this. You got this right here. Take this. It's like applying for 2 jobs, reapplying for an old job, and then applying for a new job. The new job says we have a wait list, but we'll get back in contact with you. And the old job says we'll hire you tomorrow. But the problem is, the old job you knew didn't pay you enough, didn't give you benefits, and the job that you're aiming for and been aiming for gives you all the above. Well, that is a tight decision. But I'm here to tell you today to not look back. That's the main emphasis we putting it on. I'm putting it on. Don't look back. Why not? Why not go back to it? I mean, I'm working a nice job, but this, at least then I know I can continuously keep a job. Job where I'm at right now, they may let me go. No. Sometimes you just got to have faith and stay put. Let God do it, and God going to open completely the door for the one that you were aiming for. Don't refuse to go back. When God has brought you up out of it, don't go back to it. I'm just saying that to empower somebody that may be in between the rock and the hard place and that decision, and saying, what do I do? What you do is stay where you're at and wait for God to bring the next level, to open the door to the next level. Don't move. The worst thing to do is to backtrack. I already told you that. Because when you backtrack, you're going back into the same pit and hole you already came out of, which means you got to go through the same journey and process, and it's going to feel worse because you've already been through it. And at the end of the day, when you come out this hole again, you're still coming out with the same thing you came out with last time. You ain't coming out with nothing better, nothing greater, the same thing. Worthless. You're wasting your time. don't do it. So that's why today, I'm encouraging everybody, do not go back, look back like a Lot's wife. Today, focus straight forward on what the promise is according to him. Focus on that. Focus on whatever it was that you were praying for, wishing for, desiring, and know that you deserve. Focus on that. And I don't care how bland it looks. Continue to go towards it. As I told you, this year was about going into your territory and taking what is yours. Do not look back, and don't you ever desire. I don't care who out there. I don't care what out there or who out there may get into your ears or your eyeballs and try to persuade you any different. Refuse to go back, because I'm telling you right now, it is not worth in comparison to what is ahead of you. You only desire what is in front of you, not what is behind you. You've already achieved that. You've already overcame that mountain. That apex is already sitting in your chapter book. Be happy you celebrated that. That's history. Don't look back to that. And if anybody today needs some personal, I got a personal testimony here. I tell you from my own experience. So, as I've been hinting towards, there's somebody really special in my life. There's somebody that it is nobody but God, that this person, this individual is in my life. I never saw this coming. I was told, but I never saw what I saw. What ended up being shown to me literally is nobody but God. That won't nothing but the miraculous, because I won't even expecting what I saw. But I'm glad that I am seeing and experiencing what I saw, because now I can completely say nobody but God. But as this new experience has been unfolding in my life, little by little and bit by bit, I had an old friend from years and years, I'm talking about decades ago, come out and told me basically, hey, why are you, I hear you talking nice, lovely, beautiful. I enjoy what I see you talking about, and it's good. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you, it sounds more like a fairy tale than reality. Nothing wrong with that. Everybody got a dream. But I'm going to say it like Biggie Small said, it was all a dream, And when it's all a dream, that's not reality. I would tell you, come enjoy what you got in front of your face. That right there is good, and it's good to have that. But when reality hits, you're by yourself. That doesn't exist. I told the person, the old friend, I'm like, but the person does exist. The person is real. I told him, I said, okay, it's a nice, talented, gifted, spiritual, stable, mature, attractive gentleman. I do agree it's rare, because I'm used to being the only one that has all the multiple gifts and talents. But hey, this is the proof that it's nobody but God when you meet somebody on the same level, if not higher than you. Somebody that's got just as much higher education and accolades as you, if not more, and then got more experience and stability than you. You know that ain't nobody but God. So I told him, I said, but that person is reality. He says, yeah, like you're going to never meet a black young man, a veteran, a college graduate. And you say, what he do for a living? Girl, you funny. Yeah, right. That doesn't exist. So a good man don't, basically what you saying, unless he's a street runner. So the man that is a veteran, that hasn't been married, don't have no children, and is not out there smoking and drinking everything and partying and clubbing every night, and the one that's the college graduate and actually got stable lifestyle, and the one that's actually spiritually actually gifted and talented and in tune with the spirit of God, so he don't exist. This guy literally told me. That's what I'm talking about. not the way you decide, not the way you describing it. That don't exist. So really, girl, it's all right to have a dream, but you need to come out and face reality and come enjoy what's sitting in your backyard. Don't go to that, cause girl, that'll never happen. I said, okay, you keep talking like that, and I'm gonna most definitely cut you off. Cause I said, the person I just described is a real superstar. This is not made up Superman or superhero. This it may sound like a dream, but I know the person is real. I said, so, but I told him, I said, I'm not going back. I have came too far. And my prayer to the Father was always that I wanted to be happy. I wanted to be happy. Nobody just wants to be with somebody. I don't just want a job. I want the career. I don't just want a partner or a friend or a guy. No, I want my husband. That was my prayer to the Father. The man that actually loves me for me and wants to marry me. The intention of being with me is not to necessarily physically be with me, is to actually bond and build with me so we as one together forever. That's what I want. And that's what was my prayer. So I told him, there's no way, Jose, I'm settling for anything less than that. And I know what I see is nothing but God. G-O-D. So I said all that to say this to you today. Don't listen to anybody out there. Do not believe anybody out there. What it is today is that you are right there. Do not go back. I do not care how hard it gets. I don't care who says this, well, you crazy. Look, like I told you last week, ain't nothing wrong with being a disruptor. Be out of the common, because guess what? You are out of the common because the favor on your life and the glory that is about to shine in your life is not common. And you were not meant by God himself. It was never God's will for you to be common. So I'm telling you on today, on this day right here, beginning today, go into this week and refuse to go back. Regardless of who says it is smart to go back, who portrays it as smart to go back, do not go back. Do not, because the very thing that you have been praying and waiting and wishing and desiring is happening right now. It is right before you. Do not backtrack. It is not worth it, because there's so much greater waiting right now. So today, be empowered to know that greater is waiting for you right now. It is yours right now. Do not go back. As I told the friend, look, I will choose who I see now over anybody that I've been with in the past. Because what I see now ain't nobody but God. I have not met one guy in my life like this unless he was married. This is the first time I've met a young man that with all these credentials that actually fit like a square peg into the square hole. This is the first time in my life. So I know it ain't nobody but G-O-D. And I'm going to stay in place and experience the glory that is shining on me. Because this is God's will. And I was meant to enjoy the best because I am God's best. So do not look back. Tell those folks no. Tell whatever the enemy is bringing to your eyes no, and I refuse, because I have greater that is happening right now. Well, that's all that I have for you on today, but tune in next week for another weekly encouragement. Subscribe, please subscribe to Lady Superwoman on YouTube at Lady Superwoman 9999. That's 4 nines on YouTube for all of your weekly encouragements. And remember, refuse to look back, because greater is happening right now. I love you. See you next week. Bye-bye.